and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. As always, we're sponsored by Deters Consulting, Parks Yoga. Check us out on all of our platforms. Let's get right to it. This guy's name is Gal Luft. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Or Gal Luft. He's an Israeli, and he's been charged by our Justice Department with some espionage. Those allegations involve his inappropriate arms sales. However, this guy also happens to be the guy who is one of the guys whistleblowing who claimed that he knows that Joe Biden was involved in bribery relative to his work when he was VP. Some serious stuff. He's on the lam. He's on the lam. And he says that these charges, right or wrong, are to quash his mouth. We'll see what happens. Well, some members of the House are pushing forward an Americans' Confidence in Election Act, which basically, on the federal level, says you got to have voter ID. You can't do drop-off ballot boxes. You have to have, ordinary election rules that we would all expect. We'll see if it passes. The FBI, Christopher Wray is apparently going to testify at a committee. The FBI admits that they were involved with Ukraine in censoring social media for them in the Russian war. I mean, it's like we're running the war. It's unbelievable. RFK Jr. says that if he's elected president, if it's appropriate, he will prosecute Fauci. Good for him. For the first time ever, there is not a confirmed Marine Corps leader. General Berger has resigned as the head of the Marine Corps. They call it the Marine Corps Commandant. I met a Marine Corps Commandant once many years ago, P.X. Kelly. He was kind of famous, came into town for a Middleton fundraiser. But the bottom line is we don't have one in place. There's a temporary one. Can't make this up. Good old Joe Biden goes over to England for these festivities with King Charles. He has to be guided around by King Charles. He's a buffoon. Biden's temper. Remember when Joe Biden said anybody who mistreats anybody on his staff will be fired at the spot? Well, apparently he goes on tirades where he says, get the F out of here. How the F do you know this? Drops F-bombs left and right, temper. In fact, it's so bad, apparently they don't meet with him alone. They do it in groups. My understanding that this is something that comes with dementia. The frustration builds up. You can see that in his face so many times. Unbelievable. Nasser, this sicko, Dr. Nasser, who touched all the Olympians, all the gymnasts. He was stabbed. Yeah, is that a shocker? Can't believe he's still alive. Doctors asked a 9-year-old, this guy's 9-year-old son, whether or not he was gender fluid. He flipped out, wouldn't you? Kari Lake. I want to defend Kari Lake, and this is an example of what goes on with Trump and the media all day long and his enemies. Kari Lake's close to the Trump gang. So what do? They try to disparage her, say she's got fallen out and everything else. It's amazing. It's amazing. The knives are always out against Trump. Jim Caviezel, this is the guy that starred in The Passion of Christ. And in addition to that, he stars in The Sound of Freedom. He said that when he did The Count of Monte Cristo, by the way, one of my favorite stories, one of my favorite movies, his version, that Disney tried to take out the word God, even The Count of Monte Cristo. Unbelievable. Weiss claims, the special prosecutor, that the IRS informant information is still part of the investigation. Now, why is that still terrible? This is the guy that investigated 5 years the gun charge, provable in a day, the application of the gun charge, and the lying issue, and the tax charge, provable in 1 day. So they control it by claiming it's part of the investigation. They're not going to do anything with it. He's had it since Barr was AG. Not done a damn thing. Casey DeSantis has been attacked. Some are calling her a Karen. I think that's unfair. However, I want to just say this. Do you realize that Trump is winning Florida by 20 points? And the biggest problem that Ron DeSantis seems to be having is with women. And as his campaign continues not to take off, you can see the look on his face, all that bubbly enthusiasm he had when he won re-election and everything else. It is slowly gone. And you know what? Trump's people warned him. Kim Guilfoyle warned him. You're going to get hurt in this process. Trump says he hears he's trying to get out with his skin, seeing how he can get out. But it's not going good. MSNBC, this woman right here, says exercise is a right-wing event. So all of us that exercise are right-wingers. That probably is the case. Maybe that's why we are in better shape than all you liberals. Jill Biden's coming to Ohio and Columbus. Her little America tour thing. Investing in America. Jill Biden. You want to go see her? Barbie movie. They say it's great. They say Ryan Gosling character's great. By the way, the Barbie movie has Ken and Barbie going into the real world and their experiences of doing that. Sounds like a fun movie. Fox Corporation is downgraded by financial analysts because they're losing so many viewers. The New York Times has closed their sports desk. North Korea, Kim Jong-un says he's going to shoot down American planes. And Governor Reynolds is drawing the ire of Trump, another person that Trump endorsed, and she's staying neutral in the Iowa primary. He's not happy about it. And last but not least, today in history, unbelievable, 1804, Aaron Burr shot and killed Alexander Hamilton, a duel. I just did a Facebook Live about it, an incredible history story. Coming up next, Eric Deters in local news. Ladies and gentlemen, American Cheer and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Eric Deters Local News. As always, we're sponsored by Deters Consulting, Parks Yoga. Check us out on all of our platforms. Well, our lead story is going to be Freedom Fest. When nothing else pops out at me between now and September 9th, I'm just going to talk about Freedom Fest. September 9th, it's from 2 o'clock to 10 o'clock. However, you can get there early in the morning. You can obviously use your common sense. The speakers, we got so many great speakers. They'll be going all day long, with obviously the President of the United States being the great anchor. But just mark your calendar, check out the memes, they're all over the place. This meme's going to get adjusted since Daniel Cameron's not going to come anymore. We're going to take him off. That meme will be redone. But we got graphic. It's a graphic, not a meme. But this graphic will get redone. All right, law and crime. Clifton cars are being broken and left and right. Lawlessness in Cincinnati. By the way, it still cracks me up. Number one issue is public safety. Do you feel safe in Cincinnati? The government, the city of Cincinnati. I bet you don't. Adam Weezer, this creepy guy, works at a daycare in Kentucky, raped a 4-year-old. Death penalty is what should happen. Trina Patty and Garen Patty. Trina Patty is the mother of Greena Patty. This is the guy that got shot and killed by the Covington cop last week. She says he knew what he was doing. He had it coming. Just said he couldn't control himself. Hated the police. So mom's not making excuses for son. All right, local news. West Nile virus is back in Cincinnati. You get it through mosquitoes. Stay away from mosquitoes. Orlando Sanza, this young man right here, is an assistant prosecutor at the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office, is going to challenge Greg Landsman. He ran for state senate and lost, but he's going to be gunning for Landsman. Cincinnati got a grant for $220,000 to clean up a Roseline gas station. Good for them. In Kentucky news, Mike O'Connell is at it again. What is he up to? Corruption. Inside information shows him doing special favors for a landlord. He's in trouble again. And Kentucky has $1.4 billion in surplus on a $15 billion budget. What do they do with it? We'll find out. You know what? Just proves we're paying too much in taxes, folks. Kentucky is 4th in the country in accidental death. In Ohio, Joe Biden's going to Columbus Wednesday, investing in Ohio. Are you going to go see her? I am not. All right, this is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Coming up next, Jamie Spinley.
Hello, you're watching Eric Deters World News. This is Jamie Spinley with the latest headlines. 3 people were killed and 3 others are missing in flooding in southwest Japan after the heaviest rainfall ever. Rivers overflowed and hillsides collapsed. Nigeria's oil company says an oil tanker carrying 800,000 litres of stolen crude has been intercepted offshore whilst heading to Cameroon. It said the vessel would be destroyed as a deterrent. A Libyan court has jailed 37 people convicted of human trafficking following the deaths of 11 migrants who drowned in the Mediterranean Sea. A volcano has sent lava and smoke pouring out of the side of Mount Fagafika near the Iceland's capital, Reykjavik. Domestic flights were delayed and no casualties were reported. Until tomorrow, have a great day, and as always, thank you for watching Eric Deters World News. Cheerio.